Question for you. Do we have free will? Do we really have choices, or are those choices just the product of forces outside our control? This question has been debated for centuries, and some believe that not only do we have free will, it is the foundation of morality and human dignity. Others feel that evidence suggests that we do not have free will. So which is it? That's what we'll be discussing this week on Philosophy Friday. Hey philosophers, I'm Jonas, and this is Philosophy Friday, a place where we tackle the biggest questions in 4 to 10 minute videos. Don't forget to check out the question for next week so you can be part of the conversation. Today's question: do you have free will? Before answering that, let's look at the definition. Merriam-Webster defines free will as freedom of humans to make choices that are not determined by prior causes or by divine intervention. So fate, biology, and the environment might arguably affect our choices, but they don't determine them. One neurologist and philosopher, Sam Harris, says that this definition doesn't hold up when we examine how the brain actually works. He argues that our actions arise from unconscious processes in the brain, things we don't choose or control. He says, all of our behavior can be traced to biological events about which we have no conscious knowledge. This has always suggested that free will is an illusion. So the last time you sat down to lunch, did you choose to crave pizza instead of salad? Or did the craving simply happen? Now, some of you did crave pizza, but had the salad instead. But I'm not sure that means that you had free will. Why? Well, did you choose the salad because it's a healthier option and your desire to eat healthy foods outweighs your desire for cheesy goodness? And if that's the case, where did that desire come from? To quote Sam Harris again, the intention to do one thing and not another thing does not originate in consciousness. Rather, it appears in consciousness, as does any thought or impulse that might oppose it. One example Harris writes in his book is that scientists can predict some decisions people make when monitoring their brain before those people consciously know they've made a decision. If the scientist can say what you'll choose before even you know, is it really you who is making the decision? And another question, did you choose to hit that subscribe button? Or was it your mind that somehow knew that you wanted to be notified about Philosophy Friday videos? And that's why you tapped it. Let's see what our community has to say. Snowborn1 says, I think quantum mechanics, double-slit experiments, etc. show some uncertainty. In determinism, everything is certain, but if there is uncertainty, it opens the door for free will. Unexplained randomness in the brain is a pretty common argument for free will, but I'm not sure that it's a convincing argument. Saying that the lack of determinism that quantum mechanics observes is somehow an agent that is exerting its will seems unlikely, since sometimes the material being observed is non-organic. That said, this reasoning suggests that free will is unlikely, not that it isn't possible. Cindy Ray writes, I'm not sure about free will. As I get older, I see that a lot of what I do is governed by pre-existing patterns or habits. On the other hand, I go to therapy every month and work on having different thought patterns and responses than my habitual thoughts and responses. That certainly seems like free will. Maybe the answer is just that there is less free will operating in my life than I might have thought. I like how you put that. Maybe it isn't all or nothing. Russ R. writes, absolutely. The human body may be derived from machines, as you say, but those machines are constantly being tweaked, in my opinion. The tweaking are the decisions that we make that then become machines. However, I believe that those machines are what we might also call habits, and we definitely are choosing which habits to have. Some habits drive us, like addictions, that we have given over control, but through hard work we can still change our response. They say an alcoholic is always an alcoholic, that is making the choice not to drink. Josh R. says, I honestly have no idea. I feel like both arguments are possible. I look at it as if I myself make decisions after thinking them through and weighing the options, but those decisions are also based off electrical signals and or chemicals in my brain, and my brain basically responds to things how it's been trained. Any decision I make is based off of emotions and what I think is best. So am I actually making the decisions I think I am? Or am I just following what my brain is saying to do and thinking I'm fully making decisions? I'm going to say I'm leaning towards having free will, but I don't think it's an ultimate free will. I think that it's just that our brains are so complex that we are able to recalculate things as they happen and change quickly, as well as over time. Thank you so much for your comments. Now for my thoughts. I'm pretty skeptical of free will. It feels like I have it, but there's a lot of evidence from people way smarter than I am that suggests otherwise, and honestly, I'm almost convinced. But I personally think behaving like we have no choices is likely to end badly. So even if it's just an illusion, I personally believe that it's wisest to act as if it does. To be fair, I haven't seen any free will skeptics suggest that we should just give up and accept instructions like a robot. They're merely saying that if we think we are asserting our will, it's actually the natural consequences of a series of actions that lead us to the brain states where we're in when we choose one thing or another. One interesting take I've heard is from a great podcast, No Stupid Questions. I know a woman who would say, I do not believe in free will, but I act as though it exists. But I treat others as if it does not. Meaning this woman wants to act as though she can make choices, but will treat others as though they don't have free will, and therefore she has more compassion or understanding, or at least gives others the benefit of the doubt, because they can't control how they act. I really like that take, but I think if we're not careful, it has the potential to be exploited. Think of how a non-player character, or NPC, often gets treated in a video game. However, if applied with compassion, we might look at the actions of others and be less judgmental of them. Perhaps we'd be kinder. Maybe judges would give less harsh punishments. Or maybe we'd all be a little bit more understanding, because whether we have free will or not, there's no question that our environment and other factors around us shape our actions. So whether free will is an illusion or not, I'm going to act like I have it. Am I making that choice, or was I destined to say that? I don't know. But for now, thanks for watching, and keep questioning. So what do you think? Is free will a farce? Do we really have control over anything, or does it just feel that way? Continue the conversation below in the comments, and if you like this video, why not join the conversation for next week's video about how to prioritize the needs of various animals?